Okay guys, this is Outdoor Living Chris here with another product review, and what we have today is the Seal Strike Elite Knife. This is pretty much my primary camping, backpacking, bushcrafting knife, and I just wanted to kind of share how I use it, some of the things I like about it, some things I don't like about it. So let's just take a look real quickly. It is the partially serrated rendition of it. I know there's sometimes they don't have that serration, and you know, the serration to me, it's not a win or lose. It does help, I find. I mean, if you need to cut something real quickly, and we'll show about that, but it's not, you can do the same thing if it's not serrated, but it does help a little bit. The overall length of the blade is about 4.9 inches, but the entire length of the knife is 9.6, and it weighs about 5.6 ounces, which is pretty lightweight. It does have the powder coated for the blade for protection, and it is made out of AUS 8 steel. So excellent knife. I found I do like using it a lot in terms of all the bushcrafting you can do. And you know, there are a couple schools of thought. A lot of people like to carry either, you know, giant type of machetes and you know, pocket saws, or some people like giant knives. I'm more of a fan of the smaller knife, especially backpacking, because every little weight counts when you're hiking a lot, and 5.6 ounces is not a lot for a knife, especially one that has a lot of the features that I like on it. Well, we'll get to the features, but let's first just go over kind of the sheath it comes with. It's got really heavy reinforced nylon that you can, you know, put this through a belt loop, or you know, if you want to be all tactical, I guess you could molly it with those. I don't molly it. I'm not very tactical to begin with, but you know, I just pretty much just attach this loop right here to my backpack on the side, and we're all good to go, or even just my belt loop. But I really love the Kydex. You know, you can throw it around, bump it, you can adjust it with the screws back here. Very impressed with the sheath. You know, sometimes you buy knives and the sheaths just suck and you end up spending another 50 bucks on them. But I really did appreciate it. SOG did a very good job with the sheath here. So looking at things I like about the knife, alright? One thing, my favorite part so far is the pommel. This is a full tang, meaning the blade does go throughout the handle, and then it even comes out in the back. And if you see if I can get a close up of there, but this is the same type of powdered coated steel and a pommel. And the reason I like the pommel is you do find yourself a lot of times in not survival situations, but bushcrafting, that you don't want to use your knife as a blunt force way of hitting something, or you know, sometimes you have to use the back of it and you don't want to bend it or burn the blade, or you know, mess it up. But I really find that useful right here. This pommel, you can just crush acorns, open a can, even if sometimes you just have to whack. Even, you know, sometimes when you're fishing, just whack it so it can sit still so you can gut it. Just overall, very easy pommel. I like it. A lot of, you know, situations you can use just need a blunt force hit with it. Really appreciate it. Also, another thing this has that a lot of blades don't is these little, not serrations, but I like to say little grip holders, and you really do get a little bit more oomph for when you're carving or having to do anything. Better grip when you can put your thumb right there and move it with it. And some people find it a little painful. You know, my thumb's got a little bit callous on it anyway, so I really don't find that the problem, but it really is useful I think, to have that grip right there. Now, to talk about what this little part is right here, you know, that was kind of confusing. You don't see a lot of that on many other knives, but because it's lightweight, they did put a little bit of an extra weighted part to the blade. You can see that little curve right there. It does end up being a little tip heavy, but that is so when you have to maybe hack a branch, you do get that extra weight you need, and I'll show you that in a video on what I mean by that. But I have taken this hunting, and I've, you know, cleaned game with it, bushcrafting. This has been in muck, water. I've been scraping it with things, and you know, very nice knife, very high quality. The sharpness when it comes out, you do need to sharpen it a bit more. You know, a knife is only as good as how you sharpen it, and I have one of my buddies who's more of a professional than I am at sharpening it, and put a very nice edge on it. And another thing that, you know, you have to watch out with this knife is the powdered coating does eventually scratch off, and I'm not sure how that will affect the blade later on. But you know, that's going to happen. You're not, you know, your knives are tools, not toys. One thing I did like about this is also you can use the pommel or this serrated part right here, is when you're trying to fire start, you don't have to actually use the top of the knife or the blade at all. So you don't have to, you know, screw your blade up. You can actually use that grip area and just, I'll grab one, I can show you in another video on how I do that. And talk about the grip too. The grip is actually glass nylon, and it has different little patterns that really ergonomically just, you can hold it really tight and it doesn't slip when you're cleaning game or you're in the water or whatever. It really holds on very well. So that's pretty much, you know, the overall review of it. Now let's go see this thing in action. Okay, so we're outside. Let's see if we can give this a little test first. You know, the classic, let's baton it. I've batoned things this before, but just to kind of show you what you can do with this, alright, I'll just grab a little stick here. So just like that. And that was a pretty good side log right there, but boom, batoned. Very simple. And again, you know, I did sharpen it, so it does work when you sharpen it pretty well. One of my favorite tests to do is green bamboo. Bamboo tends to be very hard, very sturdy, and you know, I think if you can cut notches in it, you know, it shows kind of the high quality of the steel, but also just the sharpness too. This can hold the edge. So let's see if I can get a pretty decent angle here for this. Alright, so again, how I told you, the weight of the head really does help, and you can check it out. I mean, you can really pretty much hack right through bamboo with no problem. I mean, we're at the center right there right now, isn't it? So, like I said, very awesome product, very useful. It's what I use for backpacking and camping. If you have any comments or reviews and just want to ask a question, feel free. Please subscribe, please like. I appreciate it all, and take care.